This is the Homestead Building Project series and Building the New Tractor Barn episode number 10. This will be the finale. Stay tuned, we'll put some doors together among a couple of other features. Welcome back to Pine Meadows Hobby Farm. I'm your host, Jerry Hanson. This 4 foot by 8 foot, 5/8 inch thick plywood is the base for my door. I have it clamped up here because I wanted to make sure it's going to be level and square and measured out to where I need the cuts to be. So what I did is down here on the bottom I put these spacers because across the bottom I'm going to be putting a sill, a weather seal that goes on bottom of garage doors. And this will keep bugs out, hopefully, and mice. And then I took my pen and I marked along the top, and that will be my cut. Then I marked the width of the door and found my center point, and I made my marks here on the door, and then I'll go ahead and draw my lines and make those cuts, and then I'll do the same with another door. To ensure a straight, even cut along my lines for the door, I'm going to go ahead and stick this angle iron on there, clamp it down, and that way you get a nice guide for a nice straight, even cut. Now we'll see if the door fits. Okay, that side fits. Okay, I got the base of the doors trimmed and fitted. Now let's dress them up. Now I got some liquid nails, and I'm going to glue the boards onto the plywood and then screw them down to hold them in place. But we're just going to go ahead and lay a bead of liquid nails on here. So while the liquid nails are drying and setting, the wood is setting, I'm going to go ahead and paint the doors on this side because I'm doing the same treatment on the reverse side. So when you open the doors, it'll look the same with them open as they are with them closed. And it'll give the door a little bit extra rigidity and durability. So let's go ahead and get this painted. Okay, I finished painting this side, so it's been drying for a couple of hours. So I'm going to go ahead and flip it and now build out the other side. I'm going to do exactly the mirror image on this side as I did on the other side. But I've got to offset the trim over here by about 1 inch because that's going to be a door stop. Because this will be the first door that shuts, it locks into the place, and then it has this trim that stops the other door, which will lock to this door. So I'll show you guys how I do it once I get it all done, but I've got to get that in place. Let me get my boards cut. Well, I still got to paint the other side of that door. This door is done painted. I'm going to go ahead and pick up another gallon of paint just to put an extra coat on these doors because they're going to hit a lot of weather. But hey, how's it looking? Yeah. I'll finish this up in the morning. I'm losing daylight and it's getting chilly. I did get a lot accomplished today. So I will be back tomorrow morning bright and early doing this. And yeah, finishing up installing the hardware. Still the same episode though. So I'm gonna go take a break for the rest of the evening and I'll see you guys in the morning. To you, it'll be a video second, okay? Bye-bye. Okay, I'm back. First of all, let's start this morning off right. Okay, now we can get started. And I got this side painted and now it's all dry. I'll go ahead and flip it and paint the other side. I don't know if you guys can catch this on camera, but the wood I'm using for the trim on the door, it's got a sanded side and it's got a rough side. I'm putting the rough side out because I like the texture and the effect of the roughness and the ruggedness of the trim on the door on the way it, the way it looks. So let's get the coat of paint on this, and then we're finished with the doors and we can mount them. I gotta open the paint can. And for those of you watching my last series on building the billy goat barn, you'll recognize this. Yep, it's a paint can opener, but I used it to put the clips on the fences. Worked perfect. So let's get the can open. Okay, the painting is finished. Now it's time to mount the doors and put the hardware in. Okay, I got a garage door sealer that goes across the bottom, and this is what I'm going to apply to the bottom of each of these doors to make it where bugs don't get in. Hopefully this works. I don't know. Okay, let me show you how I set the hinges. We're going to attach them to the door first. Before we start, I want to point something out. See this little notch? That is there for a reason. It's a guide for when you're applying your hinges to your door. I'm going to line my hinge where this is just above the bottom of the door, and these little notches are moved out right to the edge of the door. And I try to make sure it's as straight as possible. I'm going to go ahead and secure a screw right in the center hole. And I want to do that for the other two. I want to center the hinge on this post right here. Now I have here a drill bit that's for metal. I'm going to enlarge the size of the holes for my carriage bolts that have to go through here. And I'm just going to use this and drill all the way through the wood on the door, because the door thickness is not all that much. But when I have to drill through here, I have to drill through and get a longer bit and drill. I'll show you the longer bit. But let's start with these. I have this bolt, a nut, and a washer, and I want the bolt to be able to penetrate through to the other side. So we put that through, put the washer on, and then thread the nut on. Then tighten it down with my socket wrench. And repeat the step with all the holes. And then ratchet it down. At this point, I'm just going to remove this screw. Don't need that anymore. And tap my hole. And seat that bolt and this nut. And do the same for the other two hinges that are left. Okay, the hinges are on. Now we got to put the door up there. I put those down for spacers to rise it above the threshold just a little bit because I want to make sure it clears, and I also want to make sure that this bottom seal gets a good seal on it. I want to also make sure I put a gap in here. Okay, set the first screw. The other screw. Okay, I started the holes and enlarged those holes with a metal tip bit or a metal bit and went as far as I can, but I need to penetrate all the way through 5 inches, so I have this big long auger bit, 1/4 inch, and we're going to go ahead and finish drilling those holes. Now I've got these 6-inch long carriage bolts that should penetrate all the way through and leave about an inch on the other side to put my big washer and a nut. And I have to do the same with these other hinges. It's too high for me to get the pressure behind it, so I'm going to need that. My drill bit is getting dull. I gotta pull out a rat tail file and sharpen it. Now for the insides of the doors, on these part of the hinges, I got these 1/4 inch, 1 1/4 inch size washers to displace more area so the door just doesn't fall off. So let's get these put on. And just tighten each bolt down. Now we gotta remove these screws. And repeat the process with 3 more holes. I'm going to attach these barrel bolts to this door. I'm doing one on the top and one at the bottom. So let's do the bottom first. Put that in place and we'll screw it down and tap our hole. Double check it. Okay. I'm going to use a paddle bit here. Now I'm going to install the top one. I'm going to mark the spot where the plate's going to go. Just line this up with the hole that I drew. And then drill up that hole. And see if it works. And that door is secure, both top and bottom. Yes, and aligned. Okay, I got a couple other features to put on here. Handles and a hasp. Gonna do the hasp first. I'm gonna center it right here. Now we put a handle on, center it on that board. And then eyeball it. Time for a coffee break. Yeah, I do like my black martini. These cups are for sale down in the description in my merchandise. Yeah, order yourself a cup and have a cup of coffee with me. Yeah, that coffee's still hot. It's been sitting out here for about 5 hours. Still hot. Another little feature I want to show that I mounted here. My son purchased this for me. It's a night light, solar powered and motion activated, and I mounted it right up there. Well, the tractor barn is done. And like I promised with the finale, I'll go ahead and give you a cost estimate and what I came out of pocket to build this little protector for my tractor. Okay, let's put the tractor to bed, introduce it to its new house. I think my wife thinks my tractor is sexy. This'll do. Nice. Oh, I can stand up in here. All right, think skinny thoughts. Wait a minute, I don't need to think skinny thoughts. I am skinny now. Yeehaw. The tractor has a new home. Another masterpiece from my artistic talents. Yeah. I am so pleased this turned out the way it did. It's nice and sturdy. It's gonna keep the rain off the tractor, and now I just have to learn all the service points around the tractor, the lubrication. I gotta order a set of filters, collect the lubricants, all the oils and fluids, and then go through and learn maintenance on this tractor so I can get a nice long life on it. So, yeah, this is great. I do have a combination paddle lock for my investment to protect it, and my tools. So I gotta rethink the screws on the hasp. I may end up just going with carriage bolts on the hasp also. That way somebody can come in with a crowbar and just pry that right on out. Because what do they say about locks? A lock is only good for keeping an honest person honest. The crook wants to get into something, He's gonna get in. The tractor barn is done. I'm your host, Jerry Hanson. This is Pine Meadows Hobby Farm. We're a frugal homestead tucked high in the Cascade Ranges of the Pacific Northwest. I want to thank you guys for joining me. Hey, if you want to stay tuned for more episodes, I got some art projects I'm going to be doing here. We're getting ready for Christmas. Click that bell icon, and then you have to subscribe to make it work. And then click that share button. Sharing my videos on your social media platforms helps out the channel a lot. Another thing you can do, which helps us out, is give us a thumbs up, a like, if you like this program. That really helps. Now I gotta go down and clean up the carport and put things away. Now that I have more storage room, I can move the stuff up here. Anyway, please be safe. Always be kind. Hey, we'll see you guys in the next episode, all right? Bye-bye. The tractor barn's done. I am happy.